I got to say, to start off, there's just such relief in our team at OnTracka at the moment. For the past 7 days, version 4 has been coming. So the way we build tech, we build it in one environment. We then push it to the final stage to ensure that there's no bugs and we have stability for you. We got there on Monday. It's now Friday. We've been testing, we've been in the trenches, and it's been pretty stressful, but I can confirm we just pushed. So it's not live yet. It needs to go through the review process, of course, but within the coming 48 hours, Apple and Android will have brand new V4 OnTracka live, and it's our best yet, and you're going to hear all about it today. Hi there, how you doing? It's Chad Walker, and the founder and product CEO at OnTracka and the host of this podcast, which is Higher Living. And we're happy. We're happy as a team. We're approaching the end of the year. You can see it's a little bit festive for some people with the Christmas spirit starting to come through a little bit more. And as mentioned in that little bit of an opening, there's a lot of excitement and relief within OnTracka, and we're gonna have some downtime. So we're gonna have some downtime, and over the weekend, our new version is going to be live. And just to say, it's pretty funny because 3 weeks ago, I was here like talking about doing the reps, and you got to keep on putting out that content. So last week we had a decision. We thought we would have been live, to be honest. So we've only got a certain amount of time. The team has been under pressure. And if we would have squeezed in the podcast last week, probably wouldn't have been fair to the team. So yeah, decided to not do it. So I appreciate your patience. There's the transparency. I made an error 3 weeks ago. I said we never miss, and we missed last week. We had to prioritize our product. But we're back this week to be able to give you updates on what's been happening. And firstly, I do need to say a big shout out to my team first and foremost. Obviously I'm just the face of this at the front of OnTracka, and what you see, I'm the face, but I've got amazing people that work beside me on this all the time in the trenches. And we're putting out product to try to make it better for you, which is our community. And this week really showed that. I stood by my word that we were going to be able to give people the new way to dose their products, particularly focusing on flour, right? So increasingly, we went to market in 2020 and maybe because of my own sort of beliefs and where I thought and how I think that a lot of medical patients can utilize products. We've seen where the market's going towards, particularly in Australia. The UK is quite similar as well, and it's predominantly flour. We see some changes in the US, but a little bit more mature markets. They've had good weed for a long time, good cannabis for a long time, and now, it's not a case in Australia anymore where it's like, is it indoor or outdoor? Is it bush or is it hydro? That were the options when I was growing up. And now you see people, I saw something yesterday. They've been out of the canna game for a little bit, so they're trying to come back in, and they got some recommendations in the growing list of products all the time, right? So everyone's got such choices at the moment. So where we need to go is say, hey, this is where we need to shift to. And we got some cool products, which is focused around flour. We're also catering for vapes and pens as well. So you'll see everything. And as said, this week, we probably met, around 10 of our community this week, and people got to sample our first dosing diary. So we've got a dosing diary that's coming in to dose your products, whatever they are. It could be flour products, could be oils, edibles, beverages. You could be microdosing psilocybin, or you could be microdosing other things as well. And you're going to have the best dosing diary to be able to help you optimize how you're taking your products and also do it safely. Now, one of those calls I had this week was amazing. Well, all of them were, but in particular, we got this feedback. Well, I got this feedback, and it was like, do you know what I love about OnTracka? And at that time, it's always like, tell me, because I get blown away, right? I still get blown away. I created it when I had a problem when I was, back in the day, and I started writing out this little thing, and I was like, oh, here is the screens, and this is what I want to do. And to think now, the reason why there's so much emphasis on this, we went live with 4 studies. We went live with 4 studies, and 2 of them are world firsts. So 2 of them are world first, one looking at mental health and one looking at endometriosis. So, there's pride and there's happiness. Please don't hate us. What we're trying to do is just get this out. I'm just sharing a little bit here. It's been a big week, and yeah, we're happy. We're happy, and we hope that you like it. And the feedback that one of our community members told us was that the thing that they love about OnTracka is that it's not like the typical cannabis app. The individual is able to recommend it. I think the words were to my 80-year-old family member, because it's just right. So we've made it for patients. We've made it for individuals. And this is why we went to market. It wasn't like how high could you get immediately and what are the different strains. It wasn't about that. It's about how do you feel better and what is the future of healthcare. We just believe there's certain tools, cannabis, psychedelics, other emerging treatments, which are going to be the best options for you. And ideally don't have all those unwanted side effects, right? We've seen what's happened in healthcare in the last few years. And while there's someone like myself has been, I'm here because of the advancements of modern healthcare, there's other areas of healthcare where there's some questions around it. So being able to have a look at these new tools coming back into mainstream society, our big belief and why we build our technology a certain way is because we believe we have one shot at this. We believe we have one shot. It's a once in a generation opportunity where there's a reintroduction back into the mainstream of some of these compounds that we're familiar with and we like. And so we've taken the long approach. We're in our 4th year. Can you believe it? We're in our 4th year, and we're building technology still with that mission of what is the future of healthcare and how do we help accelerate that. And 2 of these world first studies are part of the OnTracka research program is something that we're super, super excited about, and we love that feedback. So if you have feedback for us, please let us know, subscribe to this, drop comments below, and share it with that one person. There's so much misinformation out there, and particularly in this space, there's so much bought opinion, right? So you think, oh, this is a great article, and then you see it's sponsored by someone, or you see that there's certain news that's being pushed in a certain way because it suits the agenda of either how they survive, who their backers are, and what that agenda they're trying to push, right? We're completely independent. We're independent. So if you subscribe, like, share, that helps us. That helps us continuously help you. 100% independent, and we're proud to say that. Yeah, you can see I'm a little bit excited. My wife has probably had a pretty bad week with me because I've been a bit stressed. I was chatting to one of our team members this week, and I'm like, man, I think I've kind of been like Taz. Does anyone remember Taz? And he's like, dude, you're showing your age there, right? But that's kind of how I've been. So yeah, I appreciate how you're doing, the vibes I'm kind of bringing today, and it's just excitement. I'm hoping that you're going to get really good use out of what we do. See the design, see the focus that we spend on that 1 or 2 points to be able to move this forward for you. So as mentioned, there's a brand new dosing diary that is coming in, and that is for your flowers, your edibles, your beverages, your vapes, your pens, how you microdose. You're going to have a dosing diary to help you understand what is best for you and what is safe for you. And particularly what we've got to think about is this. We're in the infancy of this. Like if you have a look at adoption trends, we don't have the mass. The majority of people are still yet to know what we know. That means we've got a whole heap of people in the next 2 to 5 years that are going to increasingly start coming to benefit from these medicines, right? And so being mindful of that, you're going to start having people who are like, hey, have you heard about this or have you heard about that? And if you want to make sure that they're getting the best product and you want to make sure they're doing it safely, the dosing diary is going to help them to not have too much where they had that experience where they're like, that's not for me. That was awful, right? Or I don't feel it. It's a dosing diary. Help them get to their right spot that is right for their body and their mind. You hear my dogs? Trying to tap and trying to get into it. So how we're going to finish up. It's not live as yet. You're going to see there's a lot that we're going to start pushing. And OnTracka is about to do our very first campaign. We've seen that the Pollen team have been giving away a vape this week. We've seen that the Astrid girls this week have also got a big campaign around the merch, which leaves us with the question of what's OnTracka going to do? Yeah. So you'll see next week, we've got our own giveaway that we're going to be going live with. As soon as this product hits the stores, you'll see our Instagram start blowing up. Then you're going to see us release this campaign and you'll see what we're about and you're going to see what our giveaway is. So stay tuned, hit subscribe, hit like, get the bell to see when we push notifications, and we're bringing you new product ASAP. Thank you to all of you for helping us to get to where we are, and all there is love. Thank you very much. That's it for us today. Bye-bye.